Good evening, San Diego. I'm Chief Meteorologist Carlene Chavis, and thank you for tuning in for your CBS 8 Plus weather update. And well, as you can see behind me, it was a toasty one today. You had some 90s popping up for daytime highs for Escondido, as well as for Ramona and for Valley Center. We also had 91 degrees today in Campo. You had 70s and 80s and even 68 degrees, and that was for Del Mar. So right there along the North County coastline, you're talking about 77 degrees for Oceanside, 80 degrees today. That was for Encinitas, and hitting that triple-digit mark, that was for Borrego Springs at 100 degrees, even feeling some of that heat across the mountains. 80 degrees today for Julian. Now our temperatures are running about 10 to 15 degrees above seasonal for this time of the year, all because of a big ridge of high pressure that is over us, and it's going to actually get closer towards us. So it's a little bit more towards the west of us, but the influence of that ridge is over us, and then that high pressure system itself does move over us over the next day or so. So that's why temperatures are going to stay in that same territory by tomorrow. Also talking about a patchy marine layer at best, and so that's some patchy low clouds as well as some hazy conditions, seeing some fog favor the immediate coast and maybe stretching about 5 to 10 miles inland. But it doesn't look to be hazy enough to warrant an advisory when it comes to dense fog, but just being mindful, it's a little hazy in those locations right along the coast and stretching, as mentioned, about 10 miles inland, and then we quickly get to the sunshine as the day progresses. Temperatures will take a slip by the second half of this work week, and so that will lead us all the way into the weekend as temperatures start to get back into that seasonal range. We've been talking about widespread 50s for your overnight lows over the past few weeks, and well, things are changing up in the forecast because our temperatures were so warm earlier today. Backing away from that heat as we go into first thing tomorrow morning, that leaves us with widespread low 60s. 60 degrees for Escondido, also at 60 degrees for Vista. You have 62 degrees expected for El Cajon and for Poway and for downtown. 73 degrees for Borrego Springs. Your daytime highs for tomorrow, still talking about those widespread 90s and 80s across inland areas, and you're looking at 91 degrees. That's for Ramona. We could even see temperatures warmer than this, but this is what our in-house model is suggesting for tomorrow. Also at 91 degrees for Ramona, 90 degrees for Valley Center and for Campo. You have the 70s right there along the North County coastline, 105 degrees for Borrego Springs and 76 for downtown. So now we're talking about the beat the heat tips, because we got the summer month right around the corner. You have the solstice taking place next month, also meteorologically speaking, into our summer months with the start of June. So June, July, and August. Good time to refresh. You're looking at cold foods, also fruits that contain water to help keep you cool, as well as drinking plenty of water. Utilizing those fans and the cool zones, and also air conditioning if you can. Limiting your outdoor activities. I am an avid hiker. A lot of people know that. I love to be out there, but I avoid it during the midday hours when we get into the summer months because it's so hot out there. And that can really not be good for you, leading to heat exhaustion, a heat stroke if you're not hydrated enough. We do have a tendency to see those rescues on our local mountains and also across the mountains of Southern California. So we don't want that to happen to you. Just avoid those strenuous outdoor activities like hiking during those midday hours. So you're talking about 11 a.m. to roughly about 2 in the afternoon. Also, wearing light-colored, lightweight, loose-fitted clothing, that helps. And then being mindful of pets, especially when they're walking on the hot pavement, especially with asphalt, because a lot of that sunshine does get absorbed into the asphalt, making it even hotter. And being mindful to make sure you give them plenty of water as well, not just yourself, but also your pets and your animals. And then making sure you never leave them unattended in vehicles during any time, but definitely our summer months. When we look at our surf forecast, you have the surf about 1 to 3 feet and sets up to 4 feet if you want to beat the heat there, and a low risk of rip currents at our local beaches for tomorrow. Ridge of high pressure, as mentioned, it does move over us. We're basically dealing with a portion of that ridge, but the high pressure itself, that will start to move over us. That's why we're looking at more of this heat for Wednesday. It starts to back off as we go into the second half of the work week. You can even see the color change when it comes to our air mass over us. It's going to be on the warm side, more seasonal, but not as hot. And so those temperatures do take a downward trend, and that's when we're going to have those temperatures back into the 60s. That will be for the coast, but you have the 70s over the next couple of days, mostly sunny into the start of the weekend. You're also looking at 68 degrees. That will be on Saturday. You're back into those low 70s by Memorial Day and into Tuesday of next week. For the inland valleys, you have the 80s over the next couple of days to turn right back into 70s as we get the weekend started, and those 70s stick around through Tuesday of next week as well. For the mountains, you have the 80s over the next couple of days. You're back into the 70s, at least to start off the weekend. And then you have those 80s returning for Sunday as well as for Memorial Day, upper 70s by Tuesday. And for the desert, you have triple-digit heat for the next couple of days. You're back into the 90s with a minor slip in temperatures on Friday and Saturday. Triple-digit heat set to return by Sunday and Monday. I hope you have a great night, and thanks for tuning in.